The Kenney government will make what it is calling an important announcement on auto insurance this morning. It comes after a cap on premiums was lifted by the UCP. Last month, several auto insurance brokers leaked internal bulletins to Global News warning about providers planning double-digit % increases to auto insurance premiums in the new year. It's not known if the UCP will directly address the looming fee changes in today's announcement. Danielle Smith from Global News Radio 770 CHQR joins us to continue this conversation. The announcement's coming in about an hour. Danielle, what should we be looking for?
Well, I suppose there's going to be one of three things that happen. One could be that the government will say we were too hasty in getting rid of this cap and allowing for these year-over-year increases. We're going to keep the cap on, and we're going to investigate and research what we should do next. And that's always the default of government if they don't know what to do. Second option, and I've spoken with the insurance industry about this, their contention is that the soft tissue cap that we had years ago and the medical protocol that we had following actually managed to, for a time, keep costs under control. But now, because of various court judgments, that definition of what constitutes a major injury has been expanded, and they want to see changes to have more conditions covered by the cap so that they can limit their costs. So that could be one. They could side with the insurance industry and say, here's the quid pro quo. We're going to put a cap on additional injuries, and in exchange that we're going to see a moderation in the amount of increase. The third option could be, and this comes from the trial lawyers say everything that they put forward, all their clients, is completely legitimate. There shouldn't be any regulation that prevents them from going to court to seek a fair judgment. And the insurance industry is hiding profits. They need to suck it up, and the government should mitigate the increases and not do anything to help them to address the cost. So it's going to go one of three ways, I suspect, and I guess we'll have to wait and see which argument ended up winning out. We'll find that out from the finance minister.
Well, should we be looking at this as sort of a damage control then to the cap lifting?
Well, it's got to be damage control, because here's the real problem, and there's many of our listeners who called in. If you have an excellent driving record, you have a history of never having had an accident, why are you seeing your premiums go up, not by a couple of percentage points, by double digits year after year? They're really frustrated. And so that I think is probably what they're responding to. I don't know that very many people have sympathy for bad drivers, but I've got a lot of sympathy for the good drivers. Why should they be hit? The other part of the problem, and I don't think this will be in the announcement, is there's that story up in Fort McMurray of how you've got these condos that can't even get home insurance to cover them. And so you've got exorbitant insurance fees that some of these condo owners are paying. There was a story this week. One woman just walked away from her home because she couldn't afford the special assessment associated with it. So these two industries are linked. Auto and home policies tend to be under the same banner when it comes to insurance. And so I'll be interested to see if he begins to look at addressing that as well, because home insurance increasingly, especially in areas that have had calamities, is becoming a real problem too.
You can listen to Danielle's show on 770 CHQR starting at 9:30 this morning. Thanks, Danielle.
Thank you.